A mischievous kitten named Mittens was the center of attention on the farm. She loved nothing more than chasing butterflies, playing with the other farm animals and napping in the warm sun. But her favorite thing in the entire world was a big, fluffy basket where she could curl up and take a little cat nap. One day, a new brood of chicks hatched on the farm and Mittens couldn't believe her luck. She had never seen anything so fluffy and cute in her whole life. She wanted to play with them, but she also wanted to have her basket all to herself, so she came up with a plan. She waited until the mother hen, whose name was Henrietta, and the rooster, Reginald, went to get some corn. Then she carefully took one chick in her mouth and brought it to her basket. The chick was scared at first, but then it started purring like a little engine. And Mittens was hooked. She repeated this process until all the chicks were in her basket, and then she laid down on top of them, purring like a motorboat. Henrietta and Reginald came back to find all their chicks missing. They were so worried that they started to panic. Reginald looked all around and finally spotted the chicks in Mittens' basket. He immediately flew over to investigate, and Henrietta followed close behind. They were so angry that they started to scream at the top of their lungs. And Mittens was so startled that she jumped out of the basket and ran away. When they saw that she wasn't a predator, the hen and the rooster calmed down a bit. They couldn't believe that she had taken all their chicks away. But they also couldn't be angry at her for long, because she seemed so sweet and gentle. And then something even more surprising happened. Henrietta started to lay eggs in Mittens' basket, and Mittens started to groom the chicks with her rough little tongue. The hen and the rooster were so shocked that they couldn't believe their eyes, but Mittens didn't know any better. She just knew that these little fluffy things needed her help, and she was happy to give it. The language barrier between them was overcome by their actions. The rooster and hen realized that although Mittens didn't understand their clucks and scratches, she understood their needs. And although Mittens didn't know what to do with chicks, she knew that they were helpless and needed her protection. The farmer was so surprised when he saw a cat taking care of a bunch of chicks. He stopped in his tracks and stared in disbelief. After regaining his composure, he grabbed his phone and started recording. He couldn't believe his eyes and he wanted to capture this moment forever. This unusual interspecies family became the talk of the town, and people from all over came to see the amazing bond between the cat and the chicks. Even though they were different, they had found a way to make it work, and that was all that mattered.